I take it there's been no more positive tests since, and are the two who have tested positive still isolating?
Yeah, so we followed straight away. We followed the government guidelines. The two people in question were self-isolated straight away. We've retested and they've rejoined the group now.
We've also seen Harvey Elliott and Ryan Sessegnon having to pull out of the squad through injury. Just how much of a disappointment is that to you, and what impact does it have on your plans?
Well, it's a blow for both of the players that are both at different stages at the minute. Obviously, Ryan's just coming back from injury and has been getting his minutes at Spurs. You know, I've been enjoying watching him play, and Harvey is playing an important role at Liverpool at the minute. So, you know, our concern will always be the welfare of the players and making sure that they are in a good place when they represent England, but also, you know, not harming them. You know, remembering that they are still young players and they are still developing. So, you know, it is a blow for the squad and for the players that you've mentioned. But we've got a very strong squad and players that are more than capable of filling their spaces. Just
with Harvey, Lee, how much of a role was he likely to have had?
Well, he was definitely in our plans. I think the way that he started off at Liverpool this season, but watching him last season at Blackburn as well, and playing for the younger age groups, you know, he's a player that we really rate as staff and as an organisation, and a player that we're really looking forward to working with. But you know, I'm sure he'll continue his development at Liverpool like he's doing, and we'll hopefully see him next month.
At the same time as well, how much of an opportunity for Aaron Ramsey making that step up from the under-19s?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was another player that we're aware of. Very talented player. Maybe come a little bit early for him in terms of to really push to get an under-21 starting place and being around the squad. But it's been a great experience, and been really impressed with him on and off the pitch. He's a not only a very good player, but he's a nice kid as well, and he's doing very well at Villa, and Dean Smith speaks very highly of him.
So how do you feel as well, finally able to get going after the cancellation of the Romania game?
It's been a really good camp. It's been great for myself, Ashley, and obviously Jolien coming in as well as Tim and the rest of the staff. It's been good us getting to know each other, how we work between how the sessions of working. It's been good getting our ideas across to the players. They've been really, really receptive to our sessions and some of the tactical instructions that we want to put on against Kosovo. So yeah, it's really a game that we're really looking forward to.
Has anything surprised you about the group? I'm thinking in terms of now what you can deduce from working with them over the last few days, albeit not in a match situation, but what kind of expectations are you thinking you will have for this group?
Well, if you think about the group, it's an amalgamation of the under-19s, the under-20s, and last year's under-21s. So it's effectively three age groups coming together in 8 days to play one game. So I expect them to play well. I expect them to try and come across the tactics and the concepts that we've worked on. I would imagine at times it's going to be a little bit scruffy, but we've got some very exciting players, and like I said, I'm looking forward to, as the rest of the staff are, looking forward to seeing them play. I think they're going to be an exciting team to watch. So we've been impressed with what we've seen in training. We were lucky that we were able to have an in-house game Saturday morning. So we've actually seen them play, and they've been able to open their legs and get some minutes. So that was good to watch.
Okay, Vinny, cheers. We'll go to Ian Abrahams from TalkSport next.
Hey, Vinny.
Hi, Lee. How are you?
Hey, you're right.
I'm okay, very much. Can I ask you how much of a blow losing last Friday's friendly was? The fact you couldn't actually see the players in a match situation.
Yeah, well, obviously we prepared for the game. We've done our last bit of match prep, and then we've got the news. So ultimately, you know, the players' welfare and health has to come first. So yeah, we like I say, we isolated the two straight away, followed the government guidelines and began the retesting. So the lads, players as they do, adapted, got on with it. We ended up having an in-house game the day after, and then we were able to travel down to Luton to continue our preparation for the game tomorrow. So very much turned the lads' attention to the Kosovo game. And I was really impressed with the mindset of the players. Like they get on with it. And like I say, we're looking forward now to the game tomorrow.
I'm assuming that your captain is going to be the gentleman we'll speak to next, Mark Gahey. Can you tell me what he has in terms of his credentials that made you think, yes, he's going to be my captain? And is he your captain for the whole qualifying campaign, or are you going to do it on a game-by-game basis?
No, Mark will lead the squad for the whole campaign. He's a player that I've known now for 2-3 years from working previously with the Under-21s. Straight away, I was impressed with his how mature he is, the way that he talks about the game, the way he influences the players off the pitch, which, you know, as you know, with international football, we get a lot of downtime off the pitch. So we get very little time training. It's literally an hour 20, hour and a half. So the example that he sets off the pitch as well as on it, made it an easy choice. We've got a lot of leaders within the team, and I expect Mark to get well supported by the group. Like I say, we've got some big personalities that are capable as well of leading and helping Mark. But in terms of the way he handled playing in the Championship for Swansea, and then obviously now at Crystal Palace, he's a player in form. He's a player that was ready for the responsibility, and I think he'll thrive in this position. And like I say, I think on and off the pitch, he'll be a great example for not only the 21s, but for the whole pathway.
Spoke to Conor Gallagher last week, who told us that very much a player he admired or wanted to sort of not be, but, you know, to his game around was Frank Lampard. You'd have played against Frank, unless I'm mistaken. Do you see a lot of similarities between Conor Gallagher and Frank Lampard?
Well, Conor's got some outstanding attributes. He's, you know, my experience with him before of the 21s, you know, he's athletically, he's excellent. He can take the ball, he can play in various positions, and obviously we've seen in the last round of fixtures that he can score goals. And I think that's going to be a big part of his game. Wants to learn as well, which is really important for a young player. He's come to the England camp, and you know he's trained as hard as anyone. We've had to manage Conor as well with his training load, bearing in mind that he's playing at a high level, so making sure that he is getting the right amount of rest in between training and games. So yeah, a player that we're really looking forward to working with this campaign.
There's a couple more. Firstly, on Kosovo, I was in Hull 18 months ago, 2 years ago, however long it was ago now. Days seem to just mix into one, really. Yeah. And England won 2-0, took a couple of goals from Phil Foden to win the game. This is not going to be your typical 4 or 5-0, is it, this game tomorrow night in Milton Keynes?
No, they're a really well-organised team. They'll be difficult to break down. Like I said, we're a team trying to build that reputation again, creating our own atmosphere within and excitement within the squad, and I think we're looking forward to the game. The way that the players have took on the information on and off the pitch this week, I think it'll be a fantastic game for us. And like I say, no easy start to the campaign, but no team is. There's a lot of teams in this group that we've got that are more than capable on the day of making it very difficult for us.
Just one last one on Joleon Lescott joining the coaching party. Ashley Cole was a really good player, good defender. So too was Joleon. Can you give us thoughts about what Joleon will bring to the party and why you decided to add him? Yeah,
so Joleon's a person that I've worked with or played with in the past at Everton. We had a good relationship. I know what kind of person Joleon is in terms of the way that he lives his life, the way that he's been on and off the pitch. He's done a lot of work with Man City with the loan group, so he's used to working with smaller groups, and I think he'll be a really good someone that will work really well with the rest of the players. He's on and off the pitch, like I say, I think he'll be a good example for the players.
Cheers, Liam. Best of luck tomorrow night. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. I can't see any other hands up for the live section. Nope. Dom Smith from England Football.
Thanks. Hi, Lee.
Hey, Dom, you right?
Yeah, good, thanks. Going back to what Ian was saying about the previous games against Kosovo under AD Boothroyd in the last campaign. Yeah. Obviously, it did take a couple of goals from Foden to win the home game, but the away game was much more comprehensive. how much can you read into those matches, and how much emphasis have you put on those games when preparing? Because, of course, just like England may have some new players now, so will Kosovo.
Yeah, I mean, both squads have got almost completely new squads compared to the previous campaigns. I've watched them play against Qatar 2 games and watched them play in Andorra in their last game. Like I say, very, very strong team, 4-5-1. Stroke 4-3-3. They'll be difficult to break down. They've got threats on both wide players, very quick. They've got a forward that's direct. They've got 2 midfielders that will take the ball. And we've definitely looked at Kosovo and spent a lot of time. Both Ashley, Jolien, and Tim spent a lot of time looking at Kosovo. But I'd say maybe 75% of the work this week has been done around England and the way that we want to play, the way we want to build, the way we want to finish the attack. So. Definitely not taking Kosovo for granted. We've spent a lot of time in terms of our in out and out possession philosophy. So yeah, a game that we're looking forward to now.
Great, cheers.
Cheers, Dom.
Thanks, Dom. If there's no more hands for the live section, we'll now flip. Oh, sorry.